I like to defend you. That's just my guilty pleasure. So
it's a dangerous road, Kenny. It's a dangerous road.
I know.
My side is not. If you want to be publicly liked, it's not the side to be on.
I'm at that point where, you know, whatever. I hear that the new thing is I'm bringing receipts. How's that?
That's good. You got to. Sometimes people just blindly follow stuff.
So here I go. The Herminator did a little job, and I went back and I looked at that number 15 NASCAR Xfinity car that you used to drive. The last 3 races, they have finished 27th, 27th, and 33rd. When you see those finishes, in your heart, are you kind of like, whoa, that was close, you know? Because, you know, obviously it was very public that, you know, they wanted to try another driver for a week or 2. And of course, I called bullshit on it right away, and it came out with that right away. What is your thought when you see, you know, even Dale Jr. defended you? That was big. When I just tell you, when that car runs the way it runs, what do you think?
I mean, I think there's some sort of reassurance in it of everything, which I won't talk about it too much.
No, and I don't want you to get in trouble.
Stuff, but I think there's some sort of reassurance. I can't tell you how many nights like I flew back on the team planes, like wanting to just break down crying. And I'm not a crier. Like, I'm a pissed off crier. Like, if I'm crying, it's because I'm mad.
Yeah.
Like, how many nights I just wanted to like beat my head against the wall, like didn't know what to do because like stuff that was out of my control.
You know, that's what I would be expecting. I just I more so wanted to put that up there for everybody.
It was definitely like I had a lot of weight on my shoulders for sure. Like this year, like it was tough, and I feel like it was a big burden. And now, like, to have something so new and fresh in the Indy NXT side, and I think that was NASCAR as a whole. Like, yes, it is gruesome. I don't know how those crew guys do it. Like, that many weekends out of the year, like even the Xfinity Series, 33 weekends out of the year is crazy because these guys are flying back on Saturday nights. If we're racing on the West Coast, you are not getting home till about 5 a.m. on Sunday. You have your Sunday to recoup and get your life together, and then you're back working on Monday at like 7 a.m.
Yeah. And of course, I raced in NASCAR my whole life, and to this day, all my friends work there. I love NASCAR just like you do, but it is such a long, grueling year.
Oh yeah, that was another selling point for me on the Indy side. Is like I am going to have time to work on myself throughout the year, and because the races, there's only 14 races throughout the whole season. It's a little bit tighter. It doesn't start till March, ends in the end of August, I believe. So, and then something else with that is the testing. This is like such a huge point for me. I am a slow learner, but I can figure it out. And I've always been like that in racing. I'm not the one going to go out there and be like, I'm saying quick time, lap 1, might jump this thing. Like, I'm not like that. I don't like being like that. I like building up to stuff. And the testing side of things and the Indy NXT side, we did the math on it. So you got to look at this in the broad perspective. Or by we, I mean Chase did the math on it. Yeah. And so my first year of trucks, I got no practice. My second year of trucks, we got it's like the 15 to 25 minute practice. Let's rough it at 20 minutes.
That's nuts.
There's some tracks that like Atlanta, you get no practice. Super Speedways, no practice. And then there's like 55 minutes on road courses. So those tally each other out to still about 20 minutes. And I will have more seat time off just the test days, like the usable track time in the Indy NXT series than I did in practice my whole truck and Xfinity career.
Yeah.
Before the season even starts.
You were a victim of that COVID deal a little bit.
Big victim of it.
Yeah, because of COVID, don't nobody go around and just jump in your car and you're coming from, you know, different type of racing. You know, I can remember, let's just use Ricky Carmichael. I mean, now that, you know, that your family is, you know, big in motocrossing, I watched Ricky, you know, you just don't jump into a car with no practice.
No, you don't. Yeah. And I didn't foresee, and like, that's why I feel like the Indy NXT side was the right choice for me, is I didn't foresee it getting any better in NASCAR. I need data. I need practice. I'm a slow learner as a racer. Like that's just how I am. It takes me a little bit of time, but if I have those resources, I can figure it out.
You turned this negative into a positive really quick in just a matter of months. At what point? At what point? I mean, okay, so the day that the team in NASCAR they said, okay, we want to try another driver. How long did it take you to figure out, you know, what you wanted to go for, or were you lost in translation for months?
I mean, I would say there was probably a 2-week period where it was kind of like nothing, just kind of stagnant. And then it's funny how this all came about because like I'm friends with quite a few of the IndyCar drivers just from meeting them in the SRX series. Like so many of those guys are so nice and so cool. And I went to, or I actually, we were sitting on the couch, me and Chase, and we were just talking about it because I had a couple options of what to do. Like I could have gone back to trucks, like that wasn't out of the equation. Like I have the enough sponsor money to go do that, but I wanted something. What's going to keep me in racing for the next 10 years? I want a career out of this, and like even my dad, he's talked to me on the phone, and he was like, it doesn't have to be NASCAR, and like I just don't think I ever thought differently. Where I was like, oh man, it has to be NASCAR. I'm not thinking about anything else. And that's when we were sitting on the couch, me and Chase, and he's like, what about IndyCar? And he's like, you love road course racing. You always do good on 1.5 mile tracks, high grip tracks. You did good in the IMSA stuff. And he's like, why not the open wheel side of things? And I was like, I don't know. Like, that's so different. And so that's why I did that F3 test, was to try it out. That was the decision maker of like, okay, I'm going to do this or I'm not.
Yeah, I really like that. I'm a girl dad. I have 3 daughters. I think your dad said that because he tired of the boys wreck. You know, me and your dad talked, and he said it. I don't think NASCAR. I say this sadly. I
Mhm.
don't think NASCAR is ready to get their ass beat by girls. That's just my opinion.